They called him the last Viking king, a man of mythic stature, brave, brutal, brilliant. His name was Harald Hardrada, and his life was forged in battle, tempered by ambition, and ended in fire. What can we learn from the life of a man who lived like a storm? Welcome to Play on Logoi. Like and subscribe for more warrior wisdom and untold history. Harald Sigurdsson was just 15 when he went to war. In 1030, he followed his half-brother, King Olaf, into the Battle of Stiklestad, a brutal civil war for control of Norway. The battle was a disaster. Olaf was killed. Harald was wounded and exiled. But exile didn't mean obscurity. It meant opportunity. Harald fled east to the Kievan Rus, then journeyed south to Constantinople, capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. There, he joined the feared Varangian Guard, an elite unit of Norse warriors who protected the Byzantine emperor. And Harald? He thrived. He fought across Asia Minor, the Mediterranean, Sicily, and the Holy Land. He became rich enough to write home, smuggling gold back to Norway. He became ruthless, earning the name Hardrada, meaning hard ruler. He became wise, learning statecraft in the most powerful empire of the day. By his early 30s, Harald was done serving emperors. He wanted a crown of his own. He returned to Scandinavia in 1046, and by 1047, he was co-king, then sole king, of Norway. For 2 decades, he ruled with an iron will. He taxed heavily, suppressed rebellion, and struck fear into his rivals. But he also brought stability, prosperity, order. To the Viking world, Harald was the ultimate chieftain, 1 foot in the old ways, raiding, dueling, vengeance, and 1 foot in a new order, centralized rule, continental diplomacy, a vision beyond the fjords. He was more than a warrior. He was a worldly warrior, a tactician, a thinker. In 1066, Harald turned his gaze west, toward England. The death of King Edward the Confessor left the English throne in dispute. Harald believed he had a claim, and more importantly, he saw opportunity. With 10,000 warriors, he invaded the north of England, and he won. At Fulford, outside York, his forces crushed the local earls. But just days later, Harold Godwinson, the new English king, marched his army over 180 miles in just 4 days. They met at Stamford Bridge. Hardrada was caught off guard. Many of his men had left their armor behind in the heat. The battle was fierce. And there, on September 25th, 1066, Harald Hardrada, king of Norway, veteran of Byzantium, scourge of the seas, was killed. An arrow to the throat ended a life that could have filled 10 sagas. Just weeks later, William of Normandy invaded England and began a new chapter in history. Harold's death marked the end of the Viking Age. So what do we take from Harald Hardrada? Not just the blood and steel, but the mind behind it. Ambition is not a weakness, it's fuel, when tempered with discipline. Adapt or die. Harald didn't just raid, he learned. He thrived in foreign courts, navigated empire politics, and used it to build his own kingdom, faced death with courage. At Stamford Bridge, Harald stood tall in battle. He knew the risk, and still, he charged. His code wasn't written in ink. It was etched into shields, scars, and saga. Harald Hardrada reminds us that destiny doesn't wait. It favors those who fight, those who learn, and those who dare. This has been Warrior Wisdom, where the steel of the past sharpens the mind of today. Like, share, and follow Play on Logoi for more legends, codes, and fire-forged lives.